you know, once the dirt goes on top, it don't really matter, does it? Oh, okay. Hey, everybody. We're ready to get started. Y'all ready? Are y'all ready on this end? Mr. Moses, just in time.
Right on time.
I mean, sliding to home base. You got the invocation, Mr. Moses.
Got it.
I'm good. How you doing, sir?
Are we live now? Oh, okay. All right, here we go. Good evening. I call to order the October meeting of the Florence City Planning Commission. And thank everyone that is out in the audience tonight. I know we have some very distinguished developers, and we appreciate all you do. I'm going to ask Mr. Moses to do the invocation. Mr. Moses?
Be more than glad. Always remember, let's pray for one another, because we don't know when it be our last time. Dear Lord, we want to thank you for the gathering here, for the commissioners here to do the benefits for the citizens of Florence. Lord, we want to reach out to everyone, to us, every family that is here, this family is abroad. For one thing, we want to pray for our kids, to make sure that they'll do the righteous thing, to do things in their within their power, to do education, not desegregation, not killing, not everything that we see going on in the news today. Lord, reach out to our world here today, that we would be do the right thing. They would do the right thing for us. These are the blessed in your name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Mr. Moses. All right, if you'll join me in standing and reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, approval of minutes. Ms. Elaine, I think most of us got our packets a little late, but we did have it digitally. Thank you. My wife sent me a picture of my packet this afternoon that came, but thank you for the hard work y'all do to put that together. The commissioners have received the minutes either digitally or by mail, and if there are no changes, recommendations, or discussions, I'll call for a motion.
Make a motion, we approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like signs nay, and the ayes have it. Thank you. All right, PC 2025-35, Ms. Elaine, staff report, please.
Good evening. This is a request to annex and zone NC 6.3, the parcel on South Irby Street, and it is just south of Rosemount Drive. It is, here's a closer look to it. Right, currently has a single-family house on it, and the intent is to annex it into the city limits and give it, as I said, the zoning of NC 6.3, because the intent is to build townhouses on there, and that's the only zoning designation that permits townhouses. So the neighborhood next to it is NC 6.1, and the area is neighborhood conservation on our future land use map. Here are some photos of it. Immediately to the south is it's in the county, and I think it's some kind of a business. So it seems like it would be a good transition between the businesses and then the single family in Point South there. So, but the sketch plan for the townhouse will be coming towards you in just a few moments. So that concludes staff's report.
Wow. Thank you, Ms. Lane. Do the commissioners have any questions of staff? Hearing none, I will open the public hearing and ask Mr. Finkley to come forward.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and ladies and gentlemen, Commission. As staff pointed out, we think this is a good transition. This was the designated designation suggested by staff in order to allow this use to work. We do own the property to the north of it that was recently annexed and zoned as well. We've spoken to the adjoining property owner beside us with the commercial automotive repair shop. So we do think it's the proper zone, and we appreciate your consideration of our request. And I'll be glad to answer any questions
Sure.
concerning this sort of site plan that you have.
Commissioners, do you have any questions for Mr. Finkley? Thank you, Mr. Finkley.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that'd like to speak for or against this request? Hearing or seeing none, I will close the public hearing and call for a motion.
Motion approved.
Have a motion and second to approve. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like signs nay, and the ayes have it. Awesome. Okay, PC 2025-36. Oh, we got a little change off here.
That's right. The much anticipated sketch plan that Elaine was referring to. So this is Point South Townhomes on the same parcel we just looked at.
It's kind of like deja vu, isn't it?
I know, right? So it does abut single family and some commercial development within the county. And they are proposing to be zoned NC 6.3, which does permit townhomes. And that is in line with future land use in the comprehensive plan. So on top of your stack of papers is the latest and greatest Point South Townhome sketch plan. So this is a development tract of totaling 0.87 acres. It will consist of 2 separate buildings facing a private parking lot. Public access will be afforded off of South Irby Street. The road, the parking lot will be, the developer will own and maintain until an HOA is established if they so choose. The building closest to South Irby Street is 6 townhome units, and the second building will be 7, so a total of 13 townhome units. They do have adequate parking. They do meet the conditions of townhomes. They are requesting a 3-foot variance from the rear setback, which is 20 feet prescribed by the code, and so they would be looking for a setback of 17 feet. And to mitigate the effects, they are proposing a type B buffer yard on both the north side of the development and the east side of the development to just buffer it from adjacent property owners. City water and sewer is available. It will also be under our stormwater and engineering department, who will undergo inspections as construction takes place. If it's approved tonight, it will go to the development plan stage, where we'll get construction plans, and staff will make sure it again meets all the Unified Development Ordinance conditions. All infrastructure and utilities within will be owned in common, not by the city. And the sketch plan is in compliance with the Unified Development Ordinance if Planning Commission grants the rear setback variance that they're requesting. So a 3-foot variance from the 20-foot setback required. And that concludes staff's report.
So what you're saying is we're not just doing a sketch plan approval, we're actually voting on the variance.
Correct. That's correct. The 3-foot rear setback variance. And like I said, the developer is proposing a type B buffer yard to mitigate the effects of being a little bit closer to the property.
Could you share with the commissioners the difference between type B and what's the alternative, type A?
Right. There's a type A, which is only 5 feet wide, a type B, 10 feet wide, type C can be up to 25 feet. And a type B buffer yard will have 2 understory trees, 2 evergreen trees, 2 canopy trees, and 20 shrubs per 100 linear feet. So it's still a pretty robust buffer yard between this development and future development to the north, existing development to the east.
All right, Any questions from the commissioners of staff?
So currently, is there anything behind this setback? Is there
There's
anything?
a business on this side, but this is that single family to the south?
Right, it's sort of it's a commercial development. Is it a junkyard? Body shop.
To the
Oh,
south
Body
or
shop.
north?
To the south is a body shop. To the north is single family detached, and also the land is vacant right now, also owned by the developer. And to the east is existing single family detached.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Moses?
My question is, go back to you.
Yes, sir.
In other words, with that property that's divided there, that's gonna be single-family homes up in there?
To the north, yes, sir. I'll let Mr. Finkley speak to that.
Yes, sir. That's gonna be single-family?
That's property we own that we'll build houses on later.
So you're gonna build townhouses,
Single family, detached.
promise?
Oh yeah, it's not only that, it's covenant for that in the subdivision.
And is currently zoned for single family detached.
Yeah, on this.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, yeah.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Any
Yes,
other
sir.
questions? Again, the exercise is to approve the variance and approve the sketch plan. I have no further questions, commissioners. All right, in that case, I'll call for a motion.
So moved.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any discussions? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And like signs nay, the ayes have it. Thank you. Have a good evening, sir. Okay, PC 2025 dash, get the glasses on, 37.
All right, this is Villa Toscana Townhomes. This was previously before Planning Commission where y'all recommended annexation of the parcel and the zoning designation of NC 6.3. City Council concurred, and now the developers are here with the sketch plan. So this is off of Toscana Drive. Sort of the entrance to Villa Toscana is to the north. Between this development is a pond. To the south, you have a strip mall. To the east, you have single-family detached. And to the west, you have a shopping center. And so NC 6.3 does permit townhomes, meeting townhome conditions, and this is going to be, it's a total of 1.47 acres for this project. It will consist of 4 separate buildings. It'll be oriented perpendicular to Toscana Drive. 2 buildings closest to Toscana Drive will consist of 8 townhome units, and the 2 remaining buildings will each have 4 units. So it will be 24 townhome units total, and they do have 48 parking spaces, which is what the code requires. Everything internal, utilities, parking lot will be owned by the developer and then the HOA if they so choose. It is shown to be subdivisible. You know, every townhome unit has the 24 square feet, so it does meet that condition. We spoke with the developer about with infill development, its staff can recommend an orientation for townhomes being parallel to the street to kind of create that row house effect. But the developer is going with this perpendicular layout due to the size of the parcel and some of the surrounding development. To kind of soften this, there is an existing brick wall on the west side of the property, and there's already existing street trees, and they've also proposed a buffer yard to further soften the appearance of the townhome units as you're going into Villa Toscana. And they've also taken staff's recommendation to provide a buffer yard on the east side of the property to buffer it from the reserve at Ebenezer. So it does meet all the conditions for a townhome development. The only thing is the engineer and the developer are requesting that the orientation, which would typically require to face Toscana Drive, just allowed to be perpendicular. And they have provided that buffer yard to sort of soften it up for this variance request. Again, this will be city water and sewer services. Inspections will be conducted throughout by the engineering department and compliance assistants. City sanitation will service the dumpster in the designated areas shown on the sketch plan. And it is currently in compliance if Planning Commission grants the variance of the orientation of the townhome units. And that does conclude staff's report.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. So the only variance is how the buildings are oriented.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Commissioners, any questions of staff?
And this was, you said this went before council? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's right. It went before Planning Commission for zoning to the NC 6.3, and City Council concurred with y'all's conclusion. So now it's in the city, it has the right zoning designation, and now the developer is bringing back the sketch plan, the townhome units that he desired to build.
Okay.
Any other questions? Hearing none, I will call for a motion.
Motion approved.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like signs nay, and the ayes have it. Mr. Moses, you're smiling over there.
I nothing. I'm just, town. How many units he said building? 30 units,
24?
24 townhouses. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
He's held true to that he could have built, I think, mid-30 apartments and decided not to do it. I think this is much better for us to have, for people to get, feel like it's, instead of an apartment, like an entity, your own place, like a townhome, versus if you can't afford a house. So he's held true to that word.
Yeah, because we had a discussion with the neighborhood and all.
Oh yeah,
The public
Right.
came out,
yeah.
Yeah.
We had all those people here.
had good public participation.
Yeah, that's right. But he held to his word. So
All right, so we voted on that, right?
Yep.
Okay, PC 2025-38. Mr. Johnson, you're doing overtime tonight.
All right, and finally, this is a townhome development. This is called West Chevis Street Townhomes.
I need to interrupt you a second. There needs to be two members of the commission that have to recuse themselves. I am one, and Dr. Lawhorn is the other. And I think we're just going to stay in our seat.
Oh, that's
But Mr. Keith is going to be acting chair on this, but please continue with the.
All right. Thank you so much.
Sorry.
Thank you, sir. All right, so this is the location on West Chevis Street. It's zoned Central Business District, and it's actually in one of our overlay districts. So it will go through sketch plan, through Planning Commission, and then the aesthetics of the project will go through Design Review Board to make sure it's in line with our design guidelines for downtown. A little extra scrutiny. So here is the sketch plan, and it is the third sketch plan in y'all's stack, so y'all can actually see it. So this proposed subdivision is a mixed-use townhome development. It will have commercial storefronts along West Chevis Street. So it'll have a commercial on the bottom. It will have living space to the top. The parcel has a total of 0.506 acres that will be developed. Like I said, the two buildings directly adjacent to West Chevis will have commercial storefronts. The two buildings in the middle of the parcel will both contain 2 townhome units, and the building in the rear will consist of 4. So the total number of townhome units will be 10. It is in the central business district, and the townhome units do have to meet the regulations of townhomes that they have to meet in other zoning districts. It is in the downtown central redevelopment overlay, as well as the downtown central overlay district and the redevelopment overlay district, requiring design review board approval. The mixed-use townhome development will be afforded public access by way of West Chevis Street through a private parking lot and driveway, which will have to be constructed to city specs and then owned by the developer or the HOA. It will be city water and sewer. And again, we'll do the inspections during construction. So it does meet all the conditions of a townhome development. There are a couple of variance requests that the developer is proposing due to the tight space downtown and the size of the parcel. So they would like to ask for parking spaces to be 8.5 feet wide by 18 feet long. Normally it's 9 feet wide, 19 feet long. And then between lots 5 and 6, to lots 4 and lot 10, the townhome conditions require 20 feet between unattached townhome units. They're requesting 17 feet just due to the density or the size of the parcel. We have checked with the fire marshal. There's nothing in the fire code that this would prevent us from granting this variance request. And that does conclude staff's report.
All right, thank you. Do the commissioners have any questions of the staff?
I'm going to make one comment and then I'm going to leave it alone. I had an opportunity to go to Boston, and I was looking at the townhouses they built there. And then I was totally against townhouses for a while, but the way they had them built there in Boston, it was very convenient with the families and all, and they were saying that this is the future coming down south. And then I noticed that that's what we're doing now is townhouses. I was totally against it one time, but once I saw it see things different for myself, how they developed built the townhouses, and they did it downtown and all those. So that's the only thing I have to say against it. I have nothing against them no more like I used to. Again, and that's the way I'm thinking.
I do have one question. Those parking sizes for the. My only question is, will that affect handicap parking, or are we expecting anyone of that? Are we expecting elder people to live in this neighborhood or not, or just curious?
We are working with the developer to install a handicap space on Chevis Street that will be van accessible, just to, the residential will not require handicap space, but the commercial storefront, it would be a good thing to have to be accessible. But in the central business district, they are not required to have off-street parking, but they are providing off-street parking. And to do so, they are asking for a variance to make them a little smaller than what we would find in other zoning districts.
I got you. That's why I was asking.
And we're working on a streetscape project along Chevis Street there, and as part of that, we'll incorporate some handicap parking, some accessible parking, as well as additional parking that their patrons and residents can use. And if you don't mind, I wouldn't mind piggybacking off of Mr. Moses' comment that this type of development and what you see at their other side is exactly the quality development that we're looking for downtown. And the variance request for the distance between the buildings, as well as the reduced parking, in our downtown district, things do get more dense. These blocks downtown are meant to accompany or accommodate that high density development, and this is very normal for things to be closer together, and it meets our design guidelines too. The design guideline, or the design review board will also look at this and approve this, but it meets those guidelines as well, so.
All right, thank you. Any other questions, comments? Not, we'll accept the motion to.
I make a motion we approve.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded, and we approve with the two variants. Any other questions? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And the ayes have it.
All right, who made those motions in a second?
Mr. Moses made the motion, I think.
Yeah. And I think me and Miss D's kind of made the second at the same time. You can give it to her. The D comes before V, so.
Thank you, Mr. Keith. Great job. That brings us to other business, and I want to thank our developers again for being here tonight. Y'all are growing Florence for us. I know that we had a good bit of discussion about the November meeting. If you would
Yep.
address that, please.
It is officially going to be November 4th, which is just the week prior. And I know it's election day, but, 6 o'clock, hopefully, if you're going to vote, you get it done by then. So,
There's an election November 4th?
It's the second Tuesday, but I don't know if anything.
I don't even think there is anything legal.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's.
There's some,
It's nothing in our area.
it's in the county,
It's county.
in the municipal, what they call them, municipalities.
Oh, okay.
Pamplico, and,
Yeah.
Really?
but not in the city.
No, I didn't think there was anything here, so yeah, we'll do it November 4th. We've already notified the applicants, and they were good with that as well. So, it never occurred to me to check that it was on Veterans Day, but we're closed, so we'd have to meet in the parking lot, so, in the dark. So,
All right.
I appreciate
well,
your flexibility.
Yes, thank you for your efforts to reschedule that. Any other business good for the body?
Well, one thing I want to say.
One thing, that's what you did last time, was one more thing.
I'll be 72 when we come back next meeting. And November 2nd, I'll be turning 72.
Well, congratulations.
All right.
I'm 71, so I turned it in July, so
Okay.
you're a little bit older than me.
Well, age is just a number.
Like a fine wine, right?
Yes. Tell it.
Hey, I really appreciate your comments about townhouses, because, and this is off the record, you had a pretty strong platform and were really against that, and it's refreshing to see that you, not that you were wrong in the other direction, it's just that it's good to see you coming into.
Well, their townhouses was 3 and 4 stories high because of, they say that they get so much congestion there, and it's the townhouses that's all beside the river, all downtown. Everywhere you go is townhouses.
When I lived in Maryland when I was training, there was just sea and seas of townhomes, and most of my neighbors I talked to, all age groups, I was in my late 20s, early 30s, and there's some people, my neighbor was 72, and everybody there had a little patch of ground, but nobody wanted to cut grass. All right, so most of those folks, they just didn't have they didn't want the big thing to take care of. They wanted to go this, go that. Had a community, playground, association, we had a pool, stuff like that. It just, I don't know. Down here, we just had big spreads, big houses, and big lot and stuff to care of. It's just changed a little bit, And those guys, I will admit, those they look rather nice on Chevis. Those
Have y'all
townhomes.
seen the results of what they've done?
Well, I saw the ones on Pine Street. I know that could be rough to sell those there, but
I haven't seen one on Pine. I forgot. I hadn't.
yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay, but I'm not totally, but I'm okay because
That's as good as we're gonna get out of him. Listen.
I can see it now. But,
Well, make sure you look at the ones on Chevis.
Chevis, they look nice.
Okay.
They're very nice, and we had some difficulty with that because of at the time we didn't really understand the CBD and the on-street parking. There was some concerns of the commissioners about that, and
When we went back and looked at it the second time around, of course, streetscapes, all that. Chevis is going to 2-lane versus 4 and off-street parking. If you want, they've put, I don't know how many millions of dollars downtown here. If you want that to kind of survive, look at any Greenville, Charleston, Columbia, anything that tries to revitalize. If you don't have people living close, it's just not going to happen. It's just the way it is,
Yeah, our last downtown study cited that we needed 1,000 more units downtown. Not people, but units downtown.
Wow.
So
That's a
That
lot.
is huge.
There's a lot of houses.
A city within a city.
apartments and townhomes and things of that nature. Yeah.
And that was based on just to support the businesses and
It had
hospitality.
some speculative businesses and growth in there as well. But over the next, I think it was a 10-year period or 10 or 20-year outlook that we needed 1,000 more units to support the commercial growth that would occur.
I mean, what comes first, the chicken and egg? Somebody's going to do commercial stuff and want to do things. They're going to look at the support around them. Like, it's not enough housing there. And the guy building the house is going, what am I going to sell to? This, why are people going to buy there? So it's kind of a, it's kind of a scary. I think once it gets going, then it's a snowball effect. And everybody says, okay, let me get in on this, because now people are coming there. It's easier to walk down and get you something to eat, walk back, festivals downtown. Then it's just hard to kind of, particularly in our area. It's not Charleston, maybe not Greenville or Columbia, but here, a little bit more difficult to get the ball rolling. But I think once, I was listening. I was a kind of a naysayer, about downtown a long time ago, because I did a heavy lift, and I thought some of the people, I'll voice my opinion. I think some of the people were kind of squeezed out of downtown wrongly, my personal opinion. But and then all of a sudden, money was found, and we won't go into all that. I'm just saying it was a heavy lift for me, but now that it's there, and you gotta. I just think housing, and I'm the big developer too. I develop, but not. I'm more in Horry County now, but I think you're gonna have to have it for somebody to put a store somewhere or retail. You know what I mean? I mean, people now they just don't want to drive anywhere. They'd rather walk around the corner. But I think it's gonna be a good thing.
Mr. Dudley, will you update the commissioners and myself on the joint venture with the city over there around Stokes Eye Clinic?
Sure, they are beginning work there. They've done some site work. They've set up a site in the old warehouse there, so they're occupying that now. So I think in the coming weeks, we're going to see some significant activity
What
there.
will be the first project out of the ground? Apartments?
I believe it's the apartments, yes.
And how many units? Just guessing. It doesn't.
Oh, gosh. Do y'all remember how many units?
100.
180 is what's in my head, but I think that's high. I think it's less than that, but it's
And then
somewhere
there's going to be
between 100 and
some
180.
single family or single family attached.
There's a potential hotel that will come, as well as some commercial units that will come, and potentially some more townhomes, like some brownstone.
Yeah, brownstone's what I heard.
Upscale type
Yeah.
units. Yeah,
Cool.
is in the plan. Yeah,
Well, we're just having a good old time.
That's a nice parking lot.
Somebody over.
it's a nice parking lot. That's right. It's a nice parking lot. Hopefully soon it'll be used.
All right. Well, the last thing on the agenda, Mr. Moses.
I make a motion that we stay a little bit longer.
Recognize that purple and gold.
Well, somebody's going to order pizza. I can tell you that right now.
Second the motion.
All right. I
Second
have a
that,
motion and a second.
Yeah.
And any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
How about that purple and gold, Mr. Moses?
Talk to me about it. Oh, hell, the purple and gold.
That's right. That's right.
Happy homecoming.
Homecoming weekend.
Is it this coming weekend?